Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of the video. So in this video I'll be talking about the different or the possible questions, interview questions you could be asked during your interview session for like jobs, teaching jobs. So different Taiwan interview questions that you could be asked, and some of these are ones that I got from different videos that I've watched of people that have shared, and lamanya I looked them up on the internet, like possible questions that you could be asked for a teaching position. So I wrote them down, got answers that can work in your favor, so I'm gonna share them. So yeah, quickly. So the first one is, please briefly introduce yourself. That one is a famous question. Everyone starts with that one. Can you briefly introduce yourself? So what do you say? Okay, so in this one, I think they already know your name, so you really don't have to say it, but this is where you can state the country you come from, talk about your family, talk about your hobbies, talk about your education and your majors. So if they say please briefly introduce yourself, what do you say? Okay, so you say as you know, I'm Delisa. I come from Eswatini, and my education, I have a bachelor's degree in this and this and this. I majored in this. You can talk about your work experience. If you already have some work experience, talk about that in relation to teaching. If not, it's okay. Talk about your family, talk about your hobbies. What do you like doing during your spare time? Well, my hobbies, I like what do I like? Talk about what you like, not what I like. Yeah, hobbies. Another question that they can ask you is, what are the 3 words you can use to describe your personality? How do you describe yourself or your personality? Well, talk about, because you'll be working with kids, it's important to talk about your patience. You need to have patience when you're working with kids. You need to be kind. You need to be punctual. And then you can also talk about something else. You can talk about if you're outgoing, you can talk about that. If you're someone who likes doing intimate things like indoors, you like to be indoors, you like reading a book, just describe your personality and all of that. And another question, they can say, tell us about your teaching experience. So if you have like teaching experience, you can talk about how many years of experience you have, how many years of experience that you have, and you can talk about the age level of the students that you've taught, and maybe a special moment that you have or that you can talk about while you were teaching or the years that you taught. But if you don't have any teaching experience, that's okay. You can talk about something related to teaching. By that, what do I mean? I'm saying it's in your experience, you've worked with people, because teaching has to do with working with people, right? So if you now experience whereby you've worked with people, put that in. You have worked with people and this is what you've learned. It helped you in your communication skill, it helped you with your interpersonal skill, how to relate with people. You can always say something that has to do with relating with other people, which in a way aligns with teaching some in a way. So yes, another question they may ask you, why did you choose Taiwan? Why Taiwan? There's so many countries out there. Why Taiwan? First things first, talk about, market the country. Talk about the good things about Taiwan. Taiwan is peaceful. Taiwan is safe. Taiwan has so many, the different foods they have that you want to try out, the different places that you wish to see. Taipei 101, kunabo Sun Moon Lake, kunabo National Palace Museum. Like in the, try to state the good things about Taiwan, the safety, the culture, and traveling, so say that. And another question would be, what is your teaching philosophy? Which is something that goes back to what you wrote about in your statement of purpose, right? Yes, your teaching philosophy. Another question they may ask you is, how do you maintain focus and manage it in class? Like, this is a question that you can answer by saying that basically is, how do you make sure that your learners are always focused in your classroom and they're always like doing something? So you can say that you just you what, keep them occupied. You make sure that there's always something to do, and in that way you know that every learner is gonna focus on what we're doing. Every learner is gonna pay attention by making sure that we are always doing activities. There's always something to do. There's never a time whereby the learners are going to be idle and have nothing to do, and in that way you know that everyone is focusing on something at that particular time, and that you give your learners extra attention. You just know that, okay, this learner needs this, you know that at this point in time this is what you're doing, so you always pay attention, you keep them occupied. Next question, what do you do if a learner is disruptive? I remember they asked me this question during my interview at TFTP. They asked me that if you have a learner who's always not really problematic, but if you have a learner who's always like disruptive in your classroom, how would you manage that learner? Well, I responded by saying that I'd always keep that learner occupied, like that I'd always have something for that learner to do, meaning that because noisy in the class, it's because maybe they don't have anything to do, or maybe they finish whatever activities that they're doing. So I would say that I answered by saying that I'd make sure that learner has something to do. If they're fast in the activities they do, I always have something readily prepared for them to give, and so that they can always be occupied and they will not have any time to be talking or disrupting the other learners. And also you can answer by saying that you'd always keep that learner close to you. They can be your help, you know, they can be a helper. Like by attend, you always give them extra tasks to do around the classroom. Please give out this, please do the above. So that is how you can answer that question. Then tips for classroom discipline. That's by you say you lay down rules, and learners know that there are certain rules to be followed, and if you do not follow the rules, there's like punishment for that. And punishment, not hard punishment or corporal punishment. No, that's not done here. So yeah, another question that they may ask you is, what subjects are you comfortable teaching in English? So there are many different, but depends on the school that you're at. Like there are some other subjects that maybe they may want you to teach in English. So kunabo PE, kunabo art, kunabo what, but again, that's depends on the school, how big it is and all that. And what are the different games and activities you use in your classroom? Games are a thing in Taiwan. Games. The learners love playing games. So there are many different kinds of games you can use in a class. There's bingo, there's hangman, there's Pictionary, Simon Says, matching games. But me, I'm someone lost. So what is it? There's word wall. Word wall is like what do I say? An app, website, yeah, where you just the different games that you find there, depending on your particular topic of the day and stuff. But there are many ESL classroom games. If you can go on TikTok, on Google, on YouTube, put in the ESL classroom games. Many different games you'll get. But into the famous ones, bingo or charades, they love charades. Matching games, Simon Says, Pictionary, yeah, many different games. Like I can't remember some of them now. And Okay, in a class of 30, how do you let everyone speak and practice? That's a very, very important question that you could be asked. So how do you respond to that one? You say by drilling. Drilling is whereby everyone follows after you. So if maybe you're reading or you're doing your vocab, like you make sure that you are the first one to read and every student repeats after you. So that's drilling. So that's the one way in which you can ensure that everyone gets to speak and practice in your classroom, through drilling and also through group presentations where every learner will be able to speak, and making sure that if it's not groups, it's in pairs, and in those pairs the learners take turns into speaking and asking the questions. So you know that in that lesson or during that lesson every learner is gonna have a chance to speak. So that's another way of you can answer that one. And if you were to group students, what's your grouping strategy? Well, how do you answer you can answer this question by saying according to their academic progress and level, so that they can help each other, not friends. So how do you group your students? Most definitely not by looking at no, but you group the learners according to their academic levels. So you mix them, the good ones with the not so good ones, so that they can help each other. Yeah, well, so that's one way. And another question that you may be asked is what's your preference? I don't know, but in the Taipei is expensive, that's for one. But yeah. And another question that you could be asked is, how do you motivate your learners? Yeah, guys. Okay, so how do you motivate learners? You have to know them on a personal level and try to understand them better. You offer rewards. Rewards are the one thing that motivate learners. Yes, stamps. Give them stamps, which in return are going to be like gifts at the end of the semester, where they call the local teacher then what's this, swaps, is a swap, but in the exchanges, the stamps for gifts. So stamps, those are the words. And you just provide a conducive and safe environment in your classroom. Like if learners can feel safe and enjoy your classroom, and they know that when they're in your class everything's gonna go well, they're most definitely going to be motivated. They'll want to try, they'll want to participate. So just produce that conducive and safe environment for your learners, and in that way they'll be motivated, they'll want to try and learn. And also give praises, good job, very good, excellent, well done. Praise them. And just make fun activities, games, because the more you talk, the learners will just be like, but no, say I have a game. Yay! They love games. So yeah, that's another one. Teaching styles and techniques. TPR okay, is, what does TPR stand for, Kepan? TPR is total physical response, doing actions, because sometimes there are some learners that do not understand anything that you say in English, but okay, if you do actions, it's where you do the actions. I mean, like in my 3rd grade class, like some of the learners, you find that they want to say something, or they want to give me an answer, but they don't know how to say it. So you find that they listen to my action, they do different actions, they say the sound, and in that way then I'll tell, oh, this is that, and then they repeat after me. So TPR is the one thing. But and also it should be learner-centered. Is basically the students do most of the work. They speak, they write, they read, they for skills: read, write, listening, speaking. Learner-centered. The learners do most of the work. So that's a teaching style and technique. And What do you do if students are noisy and not participating? You change your teaching approach that will engage them, give them more work to do that will keep them occupied. That's the one thing. And I think that's about it. Yeah, those are like the mostly asked or the frequently asked questions during the interview sessions for your teaching position. And yeah, I really hope that these ones, or this video help, or these questions that I came up with are going to be very much helpful and useful for your upcoming interview session. And I really hope that everything goes well and you're going to get the job. We are manifesting the job. So yeah, that's it for today's video on the different interview questions. But if you want to know more and you want to practice and prepare yourself more for your upcoming interview, I'd suggest that you go onto like the internet, just type ESL interview questions. Many will pop up, and you just practice more. You just, you know, read, familiarize yourself with the different responses that you can give that will work in your favor during your interview. So also try to relax, prepare yourself, be ready, do not be scared, take a deep breath and just pray. There is the sun just came out and it's like popping. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching my video and for coming up to this end. Thank you so much. I wish nothing but the best for everyone that's applying for the teaching positions and coming to Taiwan if they're not yet here, and everyone that's here and wants to switch to public schools. I wish nothing but the best for everyone. So please share my videos guys. There's so many people that want to apply for to come and teach in Taiwan. So please share my video, and if there's anyone who has any more any question, you can write. You can ask me on my Instagram, my Facebook, and also here on the comment section. Like, I'll be glad to assist where I can. So thank you. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you know when there's a new video up on the channel. Okay, bye guys.